What's going on, everybody? Mystic One here again, coming back with some new updated Season 4 Call of Duty slash Warzone graphics settings. So we're going to go ahead and jump right into this. Hope you guys enjoyed the last settings video that we just did. I also do have a new Diablo 4 graphics settings video. Go ahead and check that out. Link will be in my bio. This is going to be the new updated Season 4 graphics for Call of Duty, Modern Warfare 2, and Warzone. If you guys like the video, go ahead and hit that like button, subscribe, and leave me a comment what do you guys want to see next. All right, so jumping right into this, what we're going to go ahead and do, we're going to go down to the search bar right here. We're going to type in CMD for our command prompt. We're going to go ahead and right click this, hit run as admin, go ahead and hit yes. Here, we're going to go ahead and type in SFC space with a / scan now. This is going to go ahead and scan your files. It's going to look for anything corrupted, anything like that. It's going to go ahead and fix anything. Make sure there's no corrupted files from downloading games, any like downloads that you might have done on your computer before. This is 100% safe. It basically is just going to fix your corrupted files on your computer. So once you go ahead and do that, we can go ahead and move on to the next step. It will have you restart your computer. If there's anything corrupted that it does find, it will fix it. And just go ahead and restart, and you are good to go. All right, jumping into the next part here, we're going to go ahead and pull up our files. We want to go down to this PC. We're going to go to our local disk. Go ahead and right click. We're going to enter into the properties. And then there will be a button right here that will say clean up disk space. However, I do not have this. I have already cleaned up my disk space. For some reason, it is not popping up again. I wish I would have made this video before I did this, but I did not. So go ahead and clean disk space. You're going to end up hitting yes and delete files. That will go ahead and clean up some disk space so you guys are not running excessive programs on your computer. Now, once you guys have cleaned up some of your files, we're going to go ahead and hit the Windows key plus R. It's going to pull up this tab here. We're going to go ahead and type in temp. Go ahead and hit search. This file right here, go ahead and click on one of them, hit Control A. It's going to select all of them, and then go ahead and hit your delete button. You're going to go ahead and do this for all current items, and then hit skip. It's going to leave the ones that are currently running, and then you're good to go. Hit continue, and you're all set. Now, we're going to open up that same thing, Windows tab and R, and we're going to go ahead and type in temp again. This time, we're going to go ahead and put a percentage sign in the front and behind it, and go ahead and hit OK. And we're going to do that same thing here as well. So go ahead and select one of these, Control A. It's going to highlight all of them. Go ahead and hit delete. It's going to come up with this. Do this for all current items. Hit skip. And then these items are the ones that are currently still running on your computer. So go ahead and just leave those. You're all set. Now, next, we're going to do this one more time. We're going to hit the Windows and R. This time, we're going to go ahead and type in prefetch. And we want to go ahead and do that same exact thing in this setting under this window here as well. Control A. Go ahead and hit delete. All current items, skip. And then that should go ahead and clean up any excess running programs in these files, any saved things from the games, anything that is excessive and not needed at this moment. Go ahead and close out of this. Next, you're going to want to go ahead and get to your recycling bin. Here we are. Go ahead and right click, and we're going to empty recycling bin. Are you sure you want to permanently delete these? Yes. We're going to go ahead and permanently delete these, and then all current items, and hit continue. And you're all set with that. On to the next step. We're going to go ahead and open up our files one more time. We're going to be working on our config files for Call of Duty itself. We're going to go into our documents, Call of Duty, wherever you have that saved. Go ahead and open up this file. We're going to go into players. We're looking for options. .3.cod22.cst. Now go ahead and open this. I do have it open here. We're going to want to open that in a notepad or some type of text editing document app or something along those lines. Now, do not mess with anything else. Do not change anything. We're going to go ahead and scroll all the way down to the bottom here. We are currently looking for render worker count. Now, this number right here, we're going to go ahead and input the amount of cores that you have on your computer, not the total working at the time. We're wanting the full amount of cores that you have. So I have 6 cores. I'm going to enter 6 here. This should show a random number. It could be 4. It could be even 0. Go ahead and update that to the amount of cores that you currently have. Then don't change anything else. We're just going to go hit save. You're going to want to save that file, and you can go ahead and close out of that. Now, if for any reason you went ahead and messed with something else, thinking that you knew what you were doing, you don't. So go ahead and leave that alone. Don't change anything else. If something's not working in your game, then you accidentally might have clicked on something, you might have messed something up. Go ahead and go right here. We're going to right click on that same file, delete. It's going to delete that file, and then when you reload COD again the next time, it'll be brand new. It'll have the same file here, and then you can come back in here and adjust that cores for your computer. Do not adjust anything else, otherwise you will experience a terrible, terrible game. All right, so now we are finally moving on to another important step. We're going to go ahead and open up our GeForce Experience app. This is going to be for updating drivers. Now, I currently do use NVIDIA for the GeForce Experience. For me, this is the simplest way that I can update these. I have done other videos as well on my Diablo settings. If you need to end up downloading GeForce, you go to nvidia.com and you can download the GeForce Experience there. I'll go ahead and show you guys how to do that really quick. So we're just going to go ahead and type NVIDIA. It's going to go ahead and take us straight to their website. We want to go to products. We're going to go down to software. And then on the right side here, we're going to have GeForce Experience. Go ahead and download this if you are using NVIDIA products. If you're not using NVIDIA, unfortunately, you would have to search your driver and look for the specific update for your driver and then download and install that driver. For NVIDIA users and the GeForce Experience, all you have to do is go right here to this drivers tab, and then we're looking to make sure that we are updated to 536.23. So if you do not have that, you can go ahead and click check for updates. It'll show that you're checking for updates and then let you know if you have an update to update to. A lot of people have mentioned that they had to roll back and go to the previous driver in order to get higher FPS and better frame rate and everything on Call of Duty. For me, that is not the case. So I am working with the newest driver, 536.23, and that works best for my computer as well as for Diablo and other games currently. Now, once you have updated your drivers, we're going to go ahead and open up our NVIDIA control panel. So you can do that a few different ways. You can either go here and search your apps for your NVIDIA control panel, or you can always right click on your main screen, go ahead and show more options if you don't see it, and go ahead and pull up your control panel. We're going to be looking at this adjust image settings with preview. Go ahead and click that one. Use advanced 3D image settings. Go ahead and make sure this is bubbled in and then click take me there. Now, this is where we're going to be adjusting our overall computer settings for the NVIDIA control panel and not just game by game. So go ahead and first go ahead and copy down majority of the settings that you do see here. We're also going to be focusing on the anisotropic filtering. We want this to be off so that we can adjust it in game and not here on the actual computer control panel. So once again, go ahead and select this to off. Do not put it to 16, 8, 4, or 2. We want off. Now, scrolling down, go ahead and copy the rest of these to the best that you guys can for whatever your PC is running. Now, we're also looking for low latency mode. Low latency mode, we want this on. If you do not see an on and you only have ultra, go ahead and leave it on ultra. As long as this is not off, you are good to go. This is basically how well your CPU and GPU are pairing together. Mine pair very well, so I'm going to have this on. If yours do not pair very well, go ahead and put that to ultra and it'll help balance everything out nice and well. For the rest of these, go ahead and copy down what you guys see here. Sometimes this number right here for the shader cache will be a little different. Make sure this is on 100. Go ahead and scroll down. The rest of this will be good to go. Just go ahead and copy these, and then we're going to hit apply. Now you're going to notice your screen is going to flash a couple times. That is totally fine. It is just adjusting those settings. And we're going to go ahead and move on to the next step here. Configure sound physics. So we're going to go ahead and we're going to go into our configure sound, and we're going to make sure our processor is set to the right one that we are currently using. It might say CPU. If it only shows CPU, go ahead and use CPU. You might have a built-in one. Now, if you have a specific one you're going to use, go ahead and select that and make sure you're selected on it. I'm using the NVIDIA GeForce RTX 3060 Ti. Then from there, you're going to go ahead and make sure these are all applied. If you have an apply button, go ahead and hit apply. Now, after applying those settings, we are going to go ahead and change some of our color, make our everything look a little bit better. So we're going to go ahead and adjust desktop color settings. This will bring up this page here. Now, if you have two monitors connected or three, however many you have, or just one, make sure you have it selected on the monitor that you would like to adjust and change. So I'm going to have to use Acer monitor right here. Now, for my personal preference, I do have my brightness set at 50, just the basic normal brightness level. We're going to be changing our in-game brightness if you need it to. Contrast-wise, I do have mine up at 65%. For your contrast, you can have this anywhere between 60 to 70. It does help boost a little bit of color, make things pop a little bit more. Also, down here to digital vibrance, I did adjust this up to 65. I would recommend having this at anywhere between 65 to 95%. If you don't really like what it looks like up so high, you can turn it down a little bit. I also do recommend that if you are wearing glasses, it can mess with your eyes a little bit having this too high up around 95. And then you can also go ahead and adjust this based on this little bubble right here for number 3. You can see this picture and it'll go ahead and adjust your digital vibrance, showing you the different color pop and everything that's going to be coming out through the game. Once again, go ahead and hit apply. Your screen will flash a few times. It's going to go ahead and set those settings into your computer, and you guys are all set and ready to go. We're going to go ahead and move on to the actual in-game settings for Call of Duty, and I'll see you guys over there. All right, so now we can finally move on to the actual in-game settings for Call of Duty. After you guys have gone ahead and wiped some of those unnecessarily temporary files on your computer, adjusted, updated your drivers, and adjusted your config files for Call of Duty, we're going to go ahead and jump into our actual game settings here. So go ahead and bring up the game settings, our graphics, and go ahead and adjust these accordingly on your display as well for your display adapter and whatnot. For quality tab, I have found that Intel XESS is the best working one for me on ultra quality as well. Now, if you're having any kind of problem, if you're struggling with anything using the Intel XESS, go ahead and use the General Fidelity CAS. This one is a all-around good one for high or lower end PCs. Go ahead and select Fidelity FX CAS and you will be good to go with that. If you are using Intel XESS, go ahead and have it on ultra quality. And then scrolling down, we want our video memory scale at 90. We're going to max that out for the 90. Now, scrolling down, we can do our texture resolution for normal. Anisotropic filter is going to be normal. Nearby level of detail is low. Distant level of detail is low. Clutter draw distance short. Particle quality low. Particle quality level very low. Bullet impacts on, persistent damage layers off, shader quality low, tessellation off, on-demand texture streaming. We do not need any kind of texture streaming. Make sure that is off. Scrolling down to our streaming quality, we want low. Volumetric quality is going to be low as well. Deferred physics quality off. Water quality default. Now you can set this to wave wetness or water caustics. It is up to you. I have found just with my PC, I get a little bit better FPS. Here at the main menu, you guys can see it is bouncing around quite a bit in this top left corner. But when you are in game, I am usually around 100 to 130 FPS, which is not too bad for the new Season 4. Shadows and lighting, we're going to want very low on map resolution. Off for screen space shadows. Spot shadow quality is going to be low. Spot cache is going to be high. Particle lighting low. Ambient occlusion is going to be off, and that is also off down here when you have that selected. Screen space reflections off. Static reflection quality low. Weather grid volumes off. Post-processing effects. NVIDIA Reflex low latency. We want this on plus boost. Now, if you remember in the control panel, we had this set to off. This is where we are now adjusting it per game. So we're going to go ahead and put on plus boost. This is going to help boost our CPU and GPU together. Depth of field, we want off. World motion blur off. Weapon motion blur off. And your filigree, this is all personal preference. If you'd like to adjust this, you can. I like mine down here at 0. Now, the next thing that you're going to go ahead and do is go to your interface. Go ahead and adjust these based on whatever text size that you want and whatnot. Your HUD versions down here as well, whatever you guys want for these. And then we also want to look for our color customization. For this, we're going to have this on filter 2. Then You can go ahead and change whatever color you want your enemies to be. I do like mine just to have the plain red. Last but not least, we're going to go back to our graphics. Under Display tab, we want to go down, scroll down to Restart Shaders Optimization. We're going to go ahead and click Restart Shaders Optimization, and you will have to restart your game. Now, once your game restarts, you'll see up here in this top left corner, it will say Shaders Optimizing. Do not click anything. Don't move from the main menu that it starts up and shows you that. Just let it fully optimize, completely load all the new graphics, and you guys should be good to go. Now, if you guys are seeing any kind of drop in your FPS, go ahead, go back over to here, your upscaling sharpening, go ahead and turn this down to Fidelity FX CAS, and then make your adjustments from there, and you guys should be good to go. Intel XESS is what works properly for me with ultra quality. Once again, if you guys need to, just put that to Fidelity FX CAS. You guys should be all good to go. I appreciate everybody watching my video. If you guys do need any help, leave a message in the comments and I will get back to you as soon as I can. If anything else, if you guys like the video, subscribe, share it. It does help me with the algorithm as well. Check out my other videos. I do have a few settings videos for a couple other games, and I'll see you guys on the next one.